everyone. I'm so excited. I love Mondays. You guys know me, Amy, here with Sandy and Russell, and our guest today is Judith. So everyone say hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
I am so excited today. Judith, I can't tell you how excited I'm doing. She knows I acted like this. I was gushy.
You're gushy a lot.
I know.
You're a gushy person.
This is especially gushy because I followed Judith for years. And the book shepherd, it was at one time I didn't know whether I wanted to be a book shepherd or not. And I didn't know at that time that you had trademarked that name, Judith. So I followed a few book shepherds.
Good thing, Judith.
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah.
Russell knows I stalk people.
Oh, she's a stalker. She's only had two, restrictions put on her by courts, though.
He said one of these days Russell is an attorney, by the way, and he said one of these days somebody's going to put a restraining order on you. I'm like, I stalk in a good way, I think. No? Okay, Russell, what'd you do this weekend?
I was grandpa this weekend and babysat my little 19-month-old grandchild. That's why I'm tired and grumpy today. But it was a marvelous weekend. And then I did my marathon training.
I'm sorry?
And then I did my marathon training. The 5 o'clock stuff.
Yeah. 5 a.m. or p.m.?
5 a.m.
Really? I didn't know there was a 5 a.m.
Yes, you did. And then I worked with someone that we exchanged reading, and she destroyed chapters of my new book. And I told her what all the problems she had with her new short story. It was a very productive weekend, but boring.
And can we give a shout out to that person that you were with?
Yes, Fern Brady rocks.
Yay, Fern. We love you, Fern. Fern was the CEO of the Houston Writers Guild for quite a few years. And so we all got to know her and love her. And Amy, what about your weekend?
I did nothing.
Except pack your husband up because you're ready to ship him back to school.
Yes, I am so ready. Guys, my husband is back to school and I am so excited. I'm going to take a first day of school photo for him and be like, thank you, Jesus.
Judith, Amy's brilliant husband decided to take the summer off and now she is sick and tired of him, right? Because he sits around changing her house while she's at work.
Well, let's don't forget that husband of yours created that beautiful sign that's behind you.
Hey, now.
Yeah, but he's done that. Now Amy's ready for him to get out.
That sign behind her is her logo, and her company is Abundantly Social. So
there you go.
And she has a radio show on Fridays.
I do. Yes.
She has a radio show. She's just like this whiz of a millennial.
Boy, you almost gave me a seizure the way you did that, Sandy.
Millennial social media whiz. I love it.
Yeah.
So, Judith, how about you? I know you said you just you had a great weekend because you finished a project.
Well, Saturday I start. One Saturday a month, I open my house in my brain to authors. That it comes from a meetup group, meetup.com/author YOU, and it's a freebie. And they can. I have a flip chart up. And they come in and they post their questions, and all they have to do is bring a snack to share. I have coffee and tea ready, and we do that from 9 to 12. So it's always fun. I never know where it's going to go. At least 15 people show up, and it's just amazing things happen, evolutions of books and a variety. And so, we did that, and then I worked on some other projects Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday, I'm a gardener, so I was out shoveling rocks.
That actually sounds pretty fun to me.
Yeah, and picking squash. My squash and I have the damnedest thing. My zucchini squash. Do not know that zucchini are kind of long. They're narrow. I have bullets and balls I mean, it's very confusing what they've done this year. And then the yellow squash are just delectable, and then the little scallop ones. So we did those, and all of a sudden, these little watermelons are starting to show up. So doing that. So I did that. And then, you know what my husband and I did? I said, you know, we just need some quiet, mindless time. So we played dominoes, Mexican trained dominoes for 4 hours. And then I settled down at 6 o'clock and worked till 1:30 to finish a client's book to get, so I could email him what I send a raw copy. And this was the rewrites, the editing rewrites, going at the raw copy. And then I do a clean copy, and changes you do on the clean. I just want you to see this is what we've done. And then we'll coming back. And if he gets through, he'll probably get through it today, and we'll go to layout tomorrow.
Wow.
So that was my weekend.
You had a full weekend.
What happens at your meetup, though? What kind of questions do they ask?
Oh, you never know. I mean, that's truly, Russell, you never know. So one of them is, so what do the audio books cost? And you know, what should I be looking for? And should I narrate it myself, or should I get a professional? That was actually one of them. Another one was literally what's next. So I have to go around. Now, here's the reality. I know the answers to the questions, but you know, when you have 15 people in the room, this is what's rich. There's lots of other answers. So it's very communal and invigorating. There was, I talked about the Author U extravaganza coming up, so that'll be happening. And we'll get into that a little bit later. And we got into, some of the other questions involved, there's always marketing questions. You know, where do I market my book? And a lot of it will go into Amy's ballpark in dealing with the social media. And there was a few website questions from, do I need a website? I had a question about pen names. Should I use a pen name in my writing? Or should I go with my own name? Only in rare cases would I go with a pen name. I think the author is the brand. You brand your name and you rock and roll with it. It's just I never know what's going to pop up. There was a thing on titles, on her titles, and there's sometimes back cover copy comes up. So
how do people find out about your next one?
About the what?
Your next meetup. Is it a certain Saturday every month?
Yes, it's posted on the meetup here. I mean, I'm in Colorado, and so it's posted here. If they're members, they get notified. Like I put the whole calendar up for the year.
Judith, where are you in Colorado?
I'm in the Denver area. We call it the Metro Denver area. Actually, Aurora. I live in
I know Aurora. I've been there 100 times.
Well, I live in a golf community called Heritage Eagle Bend. I haven't played golf in a long time. Probably only 30% of the people play golf. But it's really safe. It's quiet. I can zip around and get on the freeways very quickly. You know, it's worked well for us. You know, my husband's getting older, and I really had to get into, although I have a 4,000 square foot house, that a place that I could totally take care of, which meant all the koi fish ponds went adios. That I don't have a humongous backyard. My backyard is 14 feet deep, but you ought to see the trees I planted, because, you know, it seems in people, when they think low maintenance, all they do is put rocks around. Please, people, don't do that. There are so many things you could do. And I've always had a green thumb. So we have been morphing. We bought actually the ugly duckling on the street.
That's the wise decision in real estate.
Thank you, Russell. We bought really the ugly duckling. We have a corner house. I mean, even when the first thing I did was rip out all the juniper. I'm allergic to juniper. And underneath the juniper, I discovered a fabulous sculpture of a moose. I mean, that had been welded and put together. Well, I named him Marvin the Moose, and Marvin, and one of his antlers was broken. It was buried underneath. So I found this fabulous person called Jane, the Woman Warrior Wilder. And Jane came out to my house and we welded it and we planted Marvin on the corner. And now Marvin is getting chrysanthemums coming up by his feet, and I've got spirea coming up, and he's got, all kinds of selva. So he's in the woods a little bit. But you just tell people when you come to the moose on the corner on the street, just turn there. I'm on the corner. But we gutted the entire inside of this house, every room, gutted, rebuilt it on the inside. And I basically have finished the outside this summer. So those have been the projects.
You have had a lot of projects besides your clients and besides your own books.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into talking about your books in just 1 minute as we go back to Amy for our social media.
Yeah, she has something to say today.
Well, she
I mean, she was like bucking at the gate.
So Facebook and Instagram, they're still rolling it out for everyone, but they just announced that they are wanting your time on Facebook to be quality time. So they're rolling out a time management app that you can find underneath your Facebook settings or your Instagram settings. On Instagram, it's called Your Activity, and on Facebook, it's called Your Time Spent on Facebook or something like that. I don't have it right in front of me. So what it is it tells you how long you've been on Facebook every day, the average time that you're on there. You can set up daily reminders or like, notify me when I've been on for an hour or whatever. And it'll also on Facebook let you mute notifications. So like I get bombarded with a ton of notifications from Cinnamon and my clients and stuff. It allows you to mute different notifications if you're getting bombarded and you kind of want to break. Instagram is doing the exact same thing. Instagram already had where you could mute a follower. So if you're following someone and they post all the time and you don't want to unfriend them because you guys are friends or whatever, you can mute them for 60 days or whatever. That way it kind of gives you a break.
I've had a great difficulty doing that because I actually have someone that does she'll get on and do 20 shares all in a row. It's very annoying. And I haven't been able to get her. I've 4 or 5 times asked it to give me a break from her. Never has.
Right.
It's
so
awful.
It now will let you mute notifications and stuff like that. It's not out for everyone yet. I don't have it on my settings as of last week. I didn't have it. It did come out last week. So they're still rolling it out, but that's going to be the new thing. And it comes out with, hiding notifications and unfollowing people and all that are kind of the new things coming out for Facebook. The new things coming out for Instagram are very focused around helping cyberbullying. So they're censoring comments and videos, and offensive comments are taking down and censoring them and all those things. It's helping kind of cut down on cyberbullying and stuff like that. So that's their big movement on Instagram because that is such an influential, whatever.
Influencer.
It's a big platform for younger people in high school and stuff like that, and it's really predominant right now. And so they're hitting that platform really hard. So those are the big changes that have come out. I'm sure there's more going to come out this week, but I'm excited about it. I'm not super thrilled about finding out how long I'm on Facebook or Instagram.
I think that's a bad business decision by Facebook.
No, you kind of have to see it though. Like they let you change your newsfeed where you can select what you're seeing first and what you don't want to see and things like that. So it's all going with this privacy thing, but they want your time spent on social media to be quality time that you're wanting done. And so it's hopefully going to prevent people from rabbit trailing, which is what I do. I rabbit trail on my own.
What does that mean?
Like I go down a rabbit hole. So, like that. Yeah, I call it rabbit trailing instead of a rabbit hole. But
it's how you create the time suck.
Yeah.
That social media can happen. Amy, what's the app called for Instagram?
It's in your settings is where they're doing it. So it's all going to be built in. It's just under your settings, and it'll be called Your Activity. And it'll tell you.
And Amy, is that on the desktop or just on the app?
No, they're only on mobile right now because Lord knows I don't want to know how long I'm on desktop. I'm already going to be on it a long time from all the accounts I manage. So it's just kind of, a way to kind of finish and bring full circle this privacy thing, giving you control back on how you manage your time and stuff like that. You're kind of wanting to ease it out of people's life where they're not just getting sucked into it all the time, because people are there all the time. Like I had said on Friday on the radio show, it's people are driven by the likes and stuff like that that they're getting. If they don't get a lot of likes, I'm like, oh, well, why not? I get sucked into that for my clients. If my clients aren't getting a lot of likes or whatever, I'm like, oh, well, that must not have been a good post. You have to change your mindset. It has nothing to do with that. And that's where they're kind of wanting to narrow down the time that you're spending so that way this doesn't happen and stuff like that. It's a good move. As much, I'm not super excited about finding out about it, but I think it's good. I think people need it, especially younger people. I think they need it a lot.
Yay. Thank you, Amy, for keeping us updated. I don't have time to read all that stuff going on about social media, especially the upcoming stuff. So yeah. Amy's very big on Social Media Examiner and stays up with any their announcements and their training and all that. So Amy, thank you. And she does the social media for Perceptive Public Relations. And she's the millennial and I'm the matriarch. So we got lots more coming from that. We're going to do some courses together and other things. They're in the works. I do want to say hello to those people that are watching or listening. And Sue Holly, who's one of our clients, says her daughter also lives in Denver. So Sue, that means
everybody
you might want to go visit your daughter the weekend of August 23rd through 25th. Although we'll be in Breckenridge most of the time.
Yes.
I'm seeing her. So we'll talk about that. I've already told her all about it anyway. So Red, good morning to you. I'll see all you guys tonight. Tonight's the first night of our new course called How to Write a Press Release Like a New York Times Public Relations Firm. And we're starting tonight with some just overall criteria for your press release. This is a course. Amy, will you put the link to where they could go just check out the sales page? And if you're interested, we'd love to have you. If you joined our membership, you get a discounted price. So make sure you let me know because we don't have that automated yet. We haven't quite got the code thing down. So if I see that you join the membership, then I will automatically send you an invoice for only $27, and that'll be your cost for the course. Other than that, it's either $57 or $97, depending on when you join. So I'd love to have you. The course is 4 weeks of training plus 1 week of just interactive brainstorming, whatever you want it to be, actually. If you want to talk about a new topic, we do. If you want to go Q&A, we do that. And the membership was launched last week, so it's available for $1 for the first month. So if you're interested in that, then go join that and you'll get to see some of the things. We've already put a couple of courses in there. My do-it-yourself PR guide is in there and a few other things that I put in there. And I'm going to be adding, and I'm going to show you tonight, I'm adding a 2019 planner to the membership. So you can go ahead and download it. You can start your planning for 2019. Start putting on your calendar the things you want to attend, all that. So I'll show you that tonight. And so all of that is good. And now Judith, welcome. And really, I think we've already welcomed you kind of because you
did. You did.
But I did want to just give a little bit. And so if you see me turn this way a little bit, Judith, this is my desktop is right beside my laptop. So I have you on my laptop and my desktop has all your information you sent me.
So, you're a dual monitor girl.
A dual monitor. I really wish I had the dual monitor, but it's really my laptop and my monitor. So Russell, the book we're going to talk about,
yes,
Judith has written 36 books. And here's her latest book called How to Create a $1 Million Speech. I heard her give that presentation when we were in Dallas. And oh my God, amazing. The whole thing, the whole presentation, everything was amazing. And great tips on those of you who are authors and want to be speakers or who are already speakers and want to have a $1 million speech. And if you're author already and you want to promote your book through speaking, you might want to give Judith a call or check out that book. So great way to sell your book is by speaking. And I tell every one of my clients and anyone who will listen to me that your greatest profit margin comes from speaking.
Number one.
At the back of the room, yes.
Yeah.
You sell at the bookstore, they get their, 40% off the top. If you sell at Amazon, they get their 55%. If you sell at the back of the room, all it costs you is what it costs to print it. So you get the rest. It's all yours. So Judith mentioned this when we were in Dallas, that you need two things to be successful as an author speaker. And those two things are your words and your mouth. So I loved that, Judith. I thought that was a great way to put it. And so we're going to have information. You can, if you want to get in touch with her, we're going to give you a reason to do that in just a second. We're going to give you her phone number, her email address. And so her website is thebookshepherd.com. So Amy's going to show that. And there's her website. There's Judith. Judith has created this program called Author You, Y-O-U. And she just told us about her event she has through Meetup that she has at her house, which I love that idea.
I wish I could go to Denver and go to that. That sounds rather exciting to me.
Well, you can go to the extravaganza.
I wonder if I could do a Zoom at a Meetup.
Well,
why not?
Yep, you just have to have.
I would love to do that.
Okay, well, we'll have to put that on our agenda, Russell.
You know what? We do webinar meetups. There's no reason why you couldn't do it. Just tell everyone, if you're going to do it in the late afternoon, evening, grab your favorite adult beverage and join us.
They're right behind me.
Now, how do we know about that webinar, Judith?
Yeah.
Which one? When we do these, they actually post them and we shoot them out.
Well, send us notice.
So
maybe we could do a Facebook Live one.
Judith, do you send out the information in your email to your email list?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. So how do they get on your email list?
So Amy probably would love my own little protocol. So I have literally that on Tuesday, I have always a fresh new blog. On Wednesday, I have a full-blown e-zine. It always has a hot new tool. It always has the announcements of the webinars. Like, next week I'm doing a webinar on how to create a caviar audiobook on a tuna fish budget. And that's, people are signing up for that. So we announce those kind of things. I actually list out the next couple of months podcasts of what are coming on, and there's right now, because the extravaganza is rolling around, that has literally.
Should I post that?
2 weeks. Say it again.
Should I pull that up?
You could, right? Okay. I talk over it. So I have a routine. So on Tuesdays, there's always a new blog. On Wednesdays is the e-zine. On Thursdays, I do a podcast. On Friday, if I'm doing a webinar the following week, there'll be a full-blown promotion email that goes out to all my followers. Plus, that's included in the e-zine, what's coming up. And then on Saturday, I always do a push out of my top Twitter tweets with a little, something else added to it, and what the preceding Thursday's radio show podcast was all about. So it is rain or shine. And I've always told my authors, I don't care if Christmas or Hanukkah or Yom Kippur or your birthday falls on the Tuesday or the Wednesday or the Friday or whatever day is your blog day. It only thing that excuses it not going out is death or dismemberment. That's it. You are committed to do it. Do you approve of that, Amy?
Yes. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So how do we get on the list to get those emails from you?
You go to thebookshepherd.com And right on the very top, if you want to show my website again very quickly, Russell, are you the person who does that?
No, that's Amy's website.
Okay, Amy, your magic. All right. Right there, writing and publishing coach, JB, blah, 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 blah. Your free guide delivers the essential must-haves. Sign up for it, right? You will instantly go into my preferred emailing list. So information on getting your copyright page, information on getting, the latest and greatest on ISBNs, how to write a killer acknowledgement page for your book. What are the categories and how do you track them down on Amazon? Kind of 8 essentials that I've identified, and you'll start getting those. All right. So now you're in my tribe on that. So you'll know what's going on. You and I are now going to be pen pals. And we start pushing things out. The other thing that I do, because I'm a big believer in social media, and I wanted to add on to Amy's, that for all authors, that if you are not using Instagram and Pinterest, I will give you the remote kick in the butt, because they are the top monetizers for moving your book sales and that. So they're really important. I've used Twitter from the get-go and aggressively use hashtags. So I'm a huge believer in that. Instagram loves hashtags. You just tap them on, a gazillion of them.
Amy's been preaching about that this last month.
Yeah.
And she turns out she's right. My Instagram has been blowing up for
the hips. So
you are, definitely.
We can play together here.
What Amy's been telling us. So you're reinforcing what she told us.
Yeah. And it's just really essential. And so I tell all my authors, here's 3 words. If you've got any resistance, get over it.
She does say that constantly when she was speaking. You don't like to do this? I have a message for you. Get over it.
Right. And get help. There, Amy is a helper. I have a full-time virtual assistant. I have 2 VAs. I have one that works full-time for me. Her job is to track, one of her jobs is to track all my social media. If there's any comments going up, anything that needs my immediate attention, she gets me. So I can respond on that. Now, I use someone from overseas. So one thing that's really important is that I write everything. I don't want anyone from another culture writing for my audience that's predominantly American. I think it's really important for U.S. authors to get that.
That's good. So you and I have been around this industry, the publishing industry, for a while, right?
We're long in the tooth, Sandy.
Yes, we are.
But not past our registration date.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
You either, Russell.
What are you talking about?
I just noticed all
What'd you say that for?
Our hair.
That's been a curse for a long, long time.
Oh, no, here's what I love. I love the Amy age who now pays $100 a month to get what we have.
That's true of a lot. That's true. And Amy actually she just bought recently this little thing for her hair. What is it called, Amy? The little donut? Yeah. And
fun.
And she looks like this, and with her glasses, she looks like one of those professional people you see on television. Like, here comes the millennial.
Yeah.
Well, so what changes have you seen in the publishing industry?
We still got to get to her big extravaganza.
Okay,
don't forget.
I just wanted to say something about the book. Okay, so here's the book, but inside, this is literally, some people said, did you really want to tell the secrets? How you really did, create $3 million in speaking fees, how you really did sell $2 million in book sales, because people love the words that came out of my mouth. And I've always said that it's not money that makes the world go around, it's problems. So whether it's fiction or nonfiction, fiction people, your problem is you're delivering entertainment. You're solving the entertainment. I need to space out. I want some time off. I just want to whether it's a horror writer, you can scare me to death, or, a romance writer, take me on a journey, or a how-to mystery, you're going to entertain me. That's your skill. That's the problem you solve. But for us nonfiction people, we have a variety of things we pick from. So How to Create Speech is really a roadmap of what I did over 30 plus years in developing what I had. And I went through lots of ups and downs. I mean, personally, professionally, during these careers, and I still was able to stay on track. And actually recovery after a partner embezzled $1 million from me, which is another million in a venture. But inside there is, I heard Russell, you say you're attorney, but my chapter 14, I'm just going to show it to everybody really quick. And it's all about contracts. When my attorney put it all together for me, you know, I thought, oh my God, you have to have a contract. You know, you have to have a contract. Ours is morphed over the time. So what I did is I included the latest version. And so we have the proper language, but then I go and explain why it's there. This is why you want to include this kind of thing. And that. So I'm telling you, if anyone buys the book, Amazon would love to send it to you. It's an ebook. I'm sitting down to do the audio book here in a week. But if anyone wants to sit down and get that book, if you will just email me at judith@briles.com, I got your book. I will send you the PDF separate also of the contract. So you'll have that, because I've had people send me pictures where they've ripped out pages of a lot of my books and they're full color, they're fun. The sheepy guys are there. I do a lot of cartoons that that I don't want to. This is a critical deal, and so I'll just send it to you so you can rip that up and put it on the wall.
And they can contact you on your webpage for that too.
Yes, and also I'm going to tell everyone, go to that Book Shepherd website and click on contact, and I want you to look at my contact page. It's the most detailed. It literally says, if you're an impatient person, here is my phone number, call me. And you know, if you like to write, here's my snail mail address. If you want, you know, oh, fabulous, you're finding, okay, so look at this. If you're impatient, here's how to get a hold of me. There's my email. If you're a Skype person, now look at, I only talk to people, my only clients and family and very close friends. We're the only people who use Skype. So don't, you know, unless I'm working with you, I'm not going to interact with you on Skype. If you're a Twitter person, here's the handle. If you're a Face person, here's the group to go to. If you want to grow my group, come on in. If you're Google, here it is. Here's LinkedIn, here it is. Pinterest, here it is. We need to add Instagram. I need to tell my VA to add Instagram. Okay. I just noticed that. But
no wonder you have two people that have to monitor all your social media.
Yes, sir. But anyway,
no wonder.
Authors tend to hide behind stuff. Get over the shy bit. As an author, when that manuscript's done, your CWO is done. The Chief Writing Officer is done. You are now the CMO, and that's the Chief Marketing Officer. That's what you embrace.
Wow. Judith, we are going to have you back again. I can see that. Right now, let's talk about the extravaganza, because that's coming up the last weekend in August. So
the extravaganza.
There, already set my money. Now I just need to get my plane ticket and be there. It's at I did go to the Beaver Run Resort website to get my room, and it's at all phone service to Breckenridge is out. And I'm like, really? So I need to call them again. I'm going to try again today. But
Sandy, if you email me off the side, because I'm communicating with them, I'll just tell me what nights you want, and I will have you covered. Okay, I'll get you covered. All right. So with that said, Beaver Run Resort is one of the top resorts in Colorado that people recommend. So it's kind of a retreat, and I bring in speakers, publishing pros, whether it's marketing, publicity, like Sandy, whether it is how to write. We have a full Sunday post extravaganza, how to write and get that fiction book, not only seated, but done. But we do a lot of things in areas that will really put it together. The first day we have a really deep dive marketing intensive with John Kramer, who is the guru book marketing strategy.
Love. He was, when I went into the publishing business, he was the first person I ever heard speak. And he's in that book. I bought every edition he's ever had of the book, 1,001 Ways to Market Your Book. So I can't wait to see him.
It's not something you read for pleasure. It's a reference book.
No, it's one of the things I used to when I was like, for me, it's a brainstorming. I would just flip open the pages, and wherever it opened, I found something to do for my clients.
Yes, and his bookmarket.com website is just peppered with ideas, freebie ideas that you can do on finding things and getting your market out. So, and John's been a pal for a long, long time. And we do. And actually, I'm getting ready to do a Pinterest webinar with him.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So, and he's become quite prolific on Pinterest. It's just his favorite source for all authors and what he's done. So we're doing that. I always do entertainment Friday night. I'm one of the few venues that actually feed the attendees. So, and I have a comedian coming in on Friday night. That'll just be fun after dinner, and we'll do that. But it's work. There's a lot of work. But I think that what's very important to understand, I love computers. I love what we're doing. Here we all, different states, we're connecting different locations, and we're all together. But in truth be told, the real connections, this has got to be at relationships. They always say social media is about relationships. You can never exceed the one-on-one. It's like when Sandy and I got together in Texas. She's been following me, but we connected. And I loved her so much that I instantly started referring clients to her. That wouldn't have happened if we didn't have that face-to-face encounter, would it, Sandy?
No, it would not have. No. Because we've had lots of these kind of where I've followed you and read your posts and all of that. So. Yeah.
So it's really important to, I love being able to do something barefoot, which by the way, I am barefoot. And I love certain casual. That's my MO. I am a casual. I do not even own a suit. But that's my style. But I also know that for me to be able to have, and all my speakers come in for the whole time. I don't allow swooping, which I also have a chapter on that. No swooping allowed. But if you're going to,
what is swooping?
Swooping. In my word is used this way. In the speaking industry, it's very common for speakers, especially big name speakers, or just, I'm so busy, I'm so important.
Oh, I know.
They swoop in, and they do a good job, but they grab their check and split. The real connecting happens is when you hang out. More business guaranteed will come that way. You will help. I mean, I've always had, when I'm done doing a presentation and I hand the mic back over to the event planner or whoever I'm supposed to hand it back over to, they always have a line as the exit. Judith will be with us for the entire conference. Make sure you go back to where she is at her book table and ask her any questions that you need.
That's nice. I always like that. That's nice.
And I always notice those that swoop. I had never called it that before, but I have been to conferences where you hear someone speaking, you're like, oh man, I want to go talk to them, and they're gone.
They're gone. They're gone. I get it when politicians do it. They've got another meeting they're going to, but this is your business. This is part of your marketing. That one-on-one that you could do. And I also go in and I spend time, I'm listening, I'm learning too. I'm listening in, I'm going to other segments and other speakers to hear what I can hear. And it's always surprising when all of a sudden you're sitting in a presentation and you hear your personal stories being told out of their mouth.
That is awesome.
Good. Not good.
But Judith, how does someone get in touch with you about this? Because you mentioned earlier, since the event is this month, and since you're going to go, you have to let the people at the Beaver Run Resort know by tomorrow a total. So
I'll put it back up.
If anyone is interested in going, what do they need to do?
They should just call. They should either do one or two things. If you email me at judith@briles.com and just say, I'm interested in the author event, or something in the subject line that will clue me in and I'll pay attention right away. Or call me at 303-885-2207. And I'll repeat it again, 303-885-2207. If I am not on the phone, I pick it up. People, I will pick it up. And that I have a deadline. I have to get all our final numbers in by 10 o'clock Texas time. So Central Time by 10 o'clock. So if you're interested at all, have any questions, first of all, I would go to the AuthorU extravaganza.org website and just explore everything. The whole agenda's up. Secondly, call me because I will offer you $200 off the event. So call me, but I've got to be the trigger to make it happen. All right, that's for Sandy's listeners, viewers, followers.
Thank you for making that special offer for my tribe.
Your tribe.
Do we have any new ones? New viewers?
Sue asked if we would post Judith's website, so I did that. And so let me go back.
And you can put the phone number up if you want.
Okay. Well, and actually, if you go to the contact page, it's there, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything is on my contact page on my.
Everything is on her contact page.
So just go to
I've
her
never seen
contact
one.
page. You'll find the phone number. You'll find everything you need. Get in touch with Judith before 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Central Time. Yeah.
So Valerie has joined us. Bill Meganhart has joined us. Vola, of course, is with us. Thank you, Vola. And Vola, if you'll be sharing this, Vola is our the other person that works for me, and she's Amy's mom. So we've adopted Amy's whole family to be on our team.
There you go.
So when we want to have a big group at something, Amy just sends the word out to all of her sisters to like be there.
Well, I want to connect with Amy because Amy, are you taking more business?
Yes.
All right. Will you call me when we're done here?
Yeah, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Yay. And I have some calls coming up with people you recommended to me. So I'm excited.
Judith kind of reeks energy.
I know she does, doesn't she? Sue said she's having trouble signing up for your emails. So the CAPTCHA thing is, so I'll get with you, Sue, and we'll get that straightened out. If you have any other comments, keep putting them in here. We'll be watching for them. And later this afternoon, I will download the video from Facebook, and it will be uploaded to YouTube. So we have an author channel on YouTube. And I'll put that on social media as well. So Judith, thank you so much for being with us today. And we didn't even have time to get to all of the questions I had for you. So we'll have to see.
Another show.
Wow, I think that's a great idea.
I know.
Yeah.
So Russell, any last?
We can do this as a habit,
I know we could. Russell, any last comments from you?
Look forward to being some way through the internet at one of her future meetups. I got to see this.
I think we'll make sure we publicize it very heavily in the Houston area. So,
there you go.
You know what I was thinking about as we were talking, and you mentioned, I saw the picture of John Kramer and all that, and I'm like, I think we should have a Houston event with Judith and John Kramer. So,
we would love, we would love to do that. Why not? Let's do it. Let's find the dates and just do it. And then, I've got a lot of followers in Texas, so we can just drive them. We'll drive them.
I just got chills over that. So Amy, let's work on that.
Yeah, Amy, you don't have anything to do but get your husband back to school.
When John's back to school, we'll work on this event. Amy, any last thing from you?
No, Judith, you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited for the next time you're going to come on, and keep doing what you're doing. I love it.
Well, it wouldn't happen if Sandy wasn't a stalker.
I know.
Lots of things wouldn't happen if Sandy wasn't a stalker. I'm just saying.
I love my tribe. Love. And so when we got done with our weekend, which was a Live at Choice weekend for me, which is one of my clients, I'm like, I had someone spending the night with me. Carol Mead was spending the night with me before she went home this morning to Dallas. And I said, Carol, let's do a Facebook Live. And she goes, no. And so I got all this support from my family. Like, I know you're not dressed. I'm like, I don't care. We're going to do a Facebook Live. And then I made sure my camera was turned the right way. And then I went to Facebook, and I guess, and I didn't realize you had to do it both times. So anyway, it was a great experience. So great weekend. Great show today, Judith. So excited. I will see you in about 3 weeks. And anybody else, and if you have any questions, call me or Judith. Either one will take care of you. So thank you all for being here. And remember, tonight we start the press release course. How to write a press release like a New York Times public relations firm. And I'm going to tell a story at the beginning of this webinar of a client I had who said, Rick Frischman, you know Rick Frischman, I know, Judith. I know Rick Frischman. I want his company, his organization, his PR firm to write my press release. And they did. I'm going to tell you all about that tonight. So have a great day, great week, and I will see you guys later.